You're listening to Scheduling Sin with me, Snowmill.
Are you a quiet comer? Are you a ninja comer?
Ninja Comer.
Ninja comer. I don't know. Is that a thing?
It sounds like a bad show on Adult Swim. Like, I don't even know. Hey, Mr. Snow.
Hey there. How are you?
I am okay. How are you?
It feels so good to be back.
It does.
It feels like we have been off for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Let's see. I mean, like, I think the last episode we released was the beginning of April, but we had recorded it like the week before.
Yeah, sometime before that. So we had gone on vacation.
Yeah, so we went on vacation and had, just doing the whole like family vanilla fun time. And then we had an unexpected loss in the family.
Yep.
And so that, obviously takes precedent, and a lot of emotional exhaustion that went along with that, because there's a lot of travel involved.
Yeah.
With that, I do want to say thank you for everyone who reached out to Mr. Snow and I. That was very much appreciated. And
yeah, we got a lot of messages, and a lot of people on the Discord and Twitter and elsewhere reached out and were very, very kind. And that meant a lot.
It did. And, I think it also just really reiterates that, the community that we have built here is just amazing.
It is.
And so, again, we really appreciate that, and obviously your patience. And, everybody was like, listen, real life comes first, family comes first. And
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the reality. You talk about scheduling sin, you talk about this lifestyle and all of these naughty things, but it's not, and it's a lot of fun, and we get involved in these things and we're like all about them. But the reality is we're still very much people that have jobs and obligations and families, and life happens. And it's just, it's just what it is.
That's honestly, I think, a really important message. I've been talking to a number of people lately, and the subject of imposter syndrome has come up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which I think, if we're honest, I think just about everybody in the lifestyle has a certain amount of imposter syndrome. I think there's this general perception from a lot of people in this lifestyle hobby, whatever, that quote unquote real swingers are out there just getting laid all the time,
swinging it up all the time,
just swinging it up, going to parties and going to clubs. And I think a lot of people, a significant number of people, come in and out of the hobby.
Yeah. And
actually that's come up several times in this deal, because I've mentioned on our Discord and others, like, hey, we're going to be taking a break and stuff. And several people who I consider pretty established lifestylers have just said to me, in comment, like, hey, sometimes I come in and out of it, and we take breaks. And so for anybody who might be feeling those same imposter syndrome feelings, you are not alone.
Not at all. And I think it's not uncommon that people really kind of dive into this heavier, maybe is the word, or more often, or they're engaging in more of these events and things later in life because their kids are out of the house and they're just in a different phase of life. But we are not there, right? We're, our kids are pretty young. And so it's even more, the whole scheduling sin, right? It's even more of a challenge. So I could see us, especially where we are just in our lives, going in and out just because of wherever life takes us,
Right.
But I think it's also important that, you're honest with yourselves, and you don't beat yourself up if you have to take a break, or if, I think sometimes I know that we've kind of fell victim to like the pressure of, we have this time, we have to use it.
Yeah.
Like we have this scheduled, and we have to play, right? We have to do the things because it took us 17 weeks to get a date that works for everybody,
Right.
So then there's this like,
you can let it become work.
Very much so. And I think everybody has to just recognize that like humans need time, and life doesn't really care about your lifestyle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people die, and, things happen, and it just is what it is. So I think it's, you talk about a journey. It's not a like you're full on in swinger mode 24/7. I mean, it's
right.
I mean, we've kind of had I feel like we have weeks where we're kind of like really heavy in it, and then we're just not because.
Yeah, and even in our Discord, and this goes out to anybody who's kind of fallen away from the group. We've had a lot of people who have come back and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I was gone," or whatever. You're welcome back anytime.
Anytime,
absolutely. And there's no reason why anybody shouldn't come back when they're ready to.
Right.
And that's kind of been our experience here with this one, and we're so grateful to everybody for welcoming us back. In the time that we were gone, though, we did do some. We've got some housekeeping things to take care of. We did some completely silly and ridiculous Twitter polls.
Yeah. And it's funny about that. So I am personally as an individual not on Twitter or X or whatever, right? And so it's really funny when you pull up the Scheduling Sin Twitter page.
Yeah.
And I am all up on that page.
Oh, all up on it. Yeah.
I mean, all of my parts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so
if you haven't been to our Twitter page, it's at Scheduling Sin. And I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I bet you do. You know that flash drive we keep talking about? Yeah, well, half of it's on fucking Twitter.
It's good stuff, though. So, okay, let's get to the Twitter polls.
Yeah.
So, our first one, this I got some controversy over. It's minor. I'll tell you about it. The question was, where do you most commonly meet new play partners? What works? What doesn't? Share your experiences in the comments below. And the
next
options
to the
were
carrots at the grocery store,
the cucumbers,
carrots,
eggplants. Gross. Okay, so the options were websites, like SLS or Fab, social beats, lifestyle clubs, or apps like 3Fun, Grindr, Tinder, etc. I got a little bit of clapback on this for SLS because they do technically have an app.
Oh.
But even though they do have an app, I generally view them as a website that also has an app to access the website. So I just put them in the
same
website.
Thing, right?
It's the same thing. So I put them in the website category because I view the apps more as like Tinder, Grindr, really like they're really pure app functions.
Yeah, you're swiping, right?
Yeah. All that stuff, right? So that's kind of how I broke them up. 40% of our users listed websites like SLS.
40%.
40%. 20% social meets.
So when you say social meet, what do you, I mean, like, what is a social meet?
Like when we post on like SLS, for example, which I guess is kind of weird because it's mixing the streams now, I guess, but like in the hot date section, when we do like a meet and greet, and we have people come and like we get together and stuff with other swingers and they meet that way. That's kind of what's meant by social meets.
Okay.
The other option was lifestyle clubs, 25% at lifestyle clubs.
Well, it's interesting because I mean, I guess a lot of it, well, it would be interesting. I don't know if you could pull these stats up, Mr. Nerd over there with your numbers and data and stuff. Are these people in the United States or UK or both?
Everywhere. I mean, it's Twitter, right? So it's, no, I don't have the results broken down by country of origin.
You don't have graphs?
I have a graph, but it's like one graph and it's the results. It's not like
I am disappointed in you.
Well, you should be disappointed in Elon Musk because I don't have access to this data.
Well, of course I'm disappointed in Elon. I mean, like, that's fucking easy, right?
Unrelated. So I can't take you anywhere. The last one was apps like 3Fun, Grindr, Tinder, whatever.
So 3Fun?
15%. Yeah, 3Fun.
What's 3Fun?
Well, it's just a swinger app.
You have a lot of apps on your phone. Do you have?
I don't have that one.
Oh.
That's one we don't have yet.
Yeah.
We might have to give it a try. I've heard it's good.
Okay.
But no, we haven't tried that one.
Is that like specifically for like threesomes?
Yeah.
Is that why it's 3Fun?
Yeah. Put that one
together.
Look at
that. Woo, look at that.
Yeah, it is.
You know how he has really bad swinger dad jokes? Well, I have discovered my cougar
bad
jokes.
Cougar sex jokes.
Cougar sex.
It's getting pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So yeah, it's honestly a pretty even distribution, but websites were still the king at 40%. I was kind of surprised at that. I really sort of thought the apps would be starting to take over.
Why don't you think people use apps more? Is it like a location thing?
I don't know. I mean, I know that and this is kind of changing, I think, but the average age, like demographic within the lifestyle is a little bit older. And so I wonder if that's part of it. That,
so we need to recruit more young swingers.
Well, it's funny you say that because we got put into the category today of older people.
We did. We really well, that's a different conversation, I guess. But yes, we did yes. We got put in the
40.
We're 40, and so we are in now the older people folk
category.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't prepared for that.
No. That was a little bit of a gut punch.
A little bit of a gut punch. To be fair, it was by a 25-year-old.
Which is also do you remember thinking like 40 was so fucking old?
I kind of do.
Yeah. So I mean,
like when I was a kid,
we're young enough to maybe relate to it, but still not like it.
I know. The thing is, like when I was a kid, I imagined 40. Like if a guy was 40, he was like an adult, like fully like a grown guy.
A full adult. Are we full adults?
No. Well, no. I mean, it depends. Like if we're talking about maturity, oh fuck no.
Yeah. But we have a house.
Are we old?
We have a car.
I mean, we have all the stuff.
We have all the stuff. Like
all the stuff. But no, definitely not.
I mean, I feel like if you have a podcast, you're an adult. Is that not true?
I don't know.
Okay. No, wait, clarification. If you have a podcast with microphones that are not on your cell phone.
Oh yeah. No, then you're definitely an adult. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. So the next one this one was pretty simple. I was curious. Have you ever taken a lifestyle vacation? And what I'm getting at is like the trips to hedonism and the cruises and all this other stuff. 94.7% of the people said no.
So I'm curious as to, of the 6% that said yes, where have they gone and where would they recommend to go?
A lot of it is like lifestyle cruises and the
we
hedonism
talked
trips
about
and stuff.
going down there.
Well, not to hedonism. There's a place in Cabo in Mexico. We talked about going.
What is that?
Desires, I think. I heard good things about it. I actually heard. See, my thing is, I'm bougie.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go to a crummy resort. Like, even if it is like a swinger friendly resort, if it's a crappy resort that I wouldn't go to anyway, I don't want to go there. But
right.
I'm getting the impression that this place is a lot nicer than that, but I haven't been yet.
Well, we talked about going down there. I don't know if I would want to spend, I guess, no, I mean, again, what I said when we started this whole journey to what I say now, right? I don't know if I would want to spend 7 days at a swinger resort.
You know, I could.
If we were with a big group of friends, I feel like we could do it more so than us just going by ourselves.
Again, it depends on the resort.
Yeah.
Right? You know, if the resort is like, you know, all sex all the time, then yeah, I would agree with you. But if it's just a nice resort that is swinger friendly,
that happens to have some naughty things that happen every once in a while.
Yeah, then I could be down with that for a week. Sure.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely worth a try on our list. So the last poll that I have to share is this one's kind of funny. Have you ever faked an orgasm?
And was that geared towards men?
This is geared towards men. Yeah, so that's very important. Obviously, every woman in the world has faked an orgasm. We all know you have. So, men, have you faked an orgasm? Which I get. People say it's hard to do, but I think it's easier than you think.
Yeah.
30% of the men who responded, and it was a lot, said yes, and they got away with it.
Wow, and they got away with it.
0% said yes, but got caught.
Oh.
And 70% of men said they have not faked an orgasm.
Do you think it's easier for men to come than women? I mean, yes, I think the answer to that is yes.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Do you think? I think.
Because I think the tissues and stuff are like about the same.
I don't know. I feel like in my head, women orgasms are more mental and men are more physical. But I guess it's not entirely true.
I agree with that when you're like 18. I don't agree with that when you're, you know, older people.
When you're older people. I don't know if I could come if you just like did all the physical things.
You mean like without the mental stimulation?
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe, I don't know. Maybe you would.
Want to try it?
Yeah.
I'll
Take
just
your
think
pants
about-
off. We'll just pause it right here.
I'll just think about something incredibly vanilla and be like, "Meh."
I mean, I'm down if you're down.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I think, but here's the poll, the gist of this poll, right? And this is kind of where this came from. I think a lot of women, almost all women that I have ever known or talked to or heard of, have said that they have faked an orgasm in order to like move along, right? They kind of know that for whatever reason, they're not going to come and they want to move on and they want to be done with sex. So they fake an orgasm so we can be done now. And they move on.
Or they know it's not going to happen with their person they're with and they don't want to disappoint them.
Well, that's it, right?
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's just, oh, we have to go wash the dishes. Like, I think, I think there's some like good intention in that. I don't want this person to keep pounding on me and it's never going to happen.
Well, that's where I was going with this because it's like you have put in all this work.
Yeah.
Of whatever it is you've done. And
whatever it is you've done, whether you've, I don't know, done some juggling or, you know,
well, you know what I mean. But like you've put in all this effort and I don't want you to feel like, oh, geez, maybe I didn't do a good job or maybe he wasn't into me.
Well, yeah.
Or whatever. So I think that's where the fake orgasm comes in.
I mean, that makes sense.
Because, I mean, it is a letdown when you're like really like you're putting it out there and you're working hard and like you're tired and whatever. And it's just not working for that person. It's like, oh, well, okay, I guess we're done now. It's just
do
awkward.
You think men and women fake it for the same reason or different reasons?
I guess I would probably say for the same reasons.
All right. Here you go, Mr. Snow.
Okay.
How often do you fake it with me?
Once every 3 months. I don't know. I don't have a schedule for it, but
it's the third Tuesday of the month.
It's the third Tuesday. It's fake orgasm day. No, it's not quite like that. Have I faked an orgasm with you? Yes, absolutely. Have I gotten away with it?
What are the reasons that you have faked an orgasm?
Because I wasn't going to come. I just wasn't going to come. It just wasn't going to happen.
Is it usually when you're going for like multiple?
It has been when I'm going for multiples. It has been.
Like in my head, like don't fake it if it's like orgasm 3. Although I say that, but I don't know.
But here's the thing, like the way I look at it is this. If let's say I know I'm not going to come. And here's the thing. And this is where everybody's like, well, how does a guy get away with it? But if you're coming inside, which is what I do, then
gratefully so.
That's my favorite way to do it.
It's my favorite way to do
it. I mean, I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff going on down there. So like some missing cum doesn't really go noticed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
I'm pretty juicy anyway.
Exactly. It's not like it's the only fluid in the situation. I
don't go in the bathroom and check.
And yeah, like
you know what I mean. I'm not like, wait a minute, you bastard,
you son of a bitch.
These are only my juices.
Right.
Yeah. No, I get it.
You know, fair. I mean, that's so. So you can get away with it, right?
Yeah.
So like, here's the thing: like, you're going for it, and it's good, and I love you, and I want you to like feel good, and so you know, I'm like, I'm never
like a little white lie.
So exactly,
yeah, no one gets hurt.
So I fake it. You feel good about it. I'm fine. We move on.
Yeah,
I think that's okay. But see,
I'm not arguing
then
that.
The question is though, where this comes up, is if you get caught faking an orgasm.
Oh yeah,
which a man can get caught faking an orgasm, especially if you.
Well,
pull
you
out
can't
the
lie to
cup.
me. So if I ask you and you're like,
so,
but I don't know. Like we've been together long enough.
But if you get caught faking an orgasm,
yeah,
is that worse than what the benefit would have been
had you just said, "Hey, it's not going to happen for me"?
Exactly. Like, which is worse? Would you rather a guy say to you, "Hey, baby, I'm sorry, but I just can't come," or would you rather a guy risk faking it?
I guess it depends on the guy and the relationship you have with that person. Okay. You know, we've been married. Okay. It'll be 12 years next week.
Oh yeah, like you don't give a shit about me.
I mean, that is not what I was going to say. I mean, Jesus.
Like, oh, we'll try again tomorrow.
Fuck that. No. I mean, I think when you have been with the same person for many years and you have that relationship, I know that sometimes you not coming is not a reflection of me.
No.
Right? It could be a reflection of just 2 billion other things going on.
Yeah, and
like
honestly,
the temperature in the room, the fact that we're fucking exhausted, like all of the things, right? So I think it's different, but I think in a new play partner situation, it's easier, I think, probably to get in your head about, oh, I could make them come.
Yeah.
Because you're still maybe trying to figure each other out, or
an orgasm. Let's face it, like an orgasm is.
Well, it's kind of like the victory, right?
It's a reward.
It's the goal of what you're doing, right?
Yes,
so if you don't reach that, it's disappointing.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're gonna fake it, guys, make it convincing.
Oh yeah, sound of the Yeti. That was the other thing that we talked about today.
Gosh, yes.
We have been having a conversation lately, and I think we're gonna have to do some more scientific research on this.
Yes, this will maybe be our next Twitter poll.
Oh, it could be.
Maybe we can like have people submit sound clips.
Oh, that'd be fun. So here's what we're getting
Am I opening my mail or am I having an orgasm?
That's pretty funny. So here's what we're getting at. So like, I am a very expressive sexual partner.
Yes, you are very vocal, and even just physically, like your facial expressions and your body movements, you can tell you are enjoying it, you like it, you're verbalizing that, and vice versa. I think I'm also very verbal.
You are.
And telling you, oh, I like that, or touch that, or like we are just very expressive vocal people.
And when I come,
I know it.
I make the sound of the Yeti. Like it is.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. I could fake it here. I should fake it and see if people can tell. But I do. So I'm very loud when I come, like you'll know, but we have noticed other guys.
Yeah. Some of the experiences that I've had with other men, it's like, I don't know they're about to come, or they come and I'm like, oh, did you?
Yeah. Right. And it's just like, and they're kind of like quiet about it, or they don't make any noise at all.
There's like no O face.
Right.
There's no like, the fucking O face. Like
the fucking O face.
No O face.
Oh my God.
They're just kind of like, oh, I came. And I'm like, what just happened?
I have never, well, actually I have. That's not true. I have seen my O face. I look like I am having a stroke.
I would love to see you have a stroke, other than not. Like, I guess not really a stroke, but
it's a weird choice of words. So,
but I'm saying, like, God damn it. I want to know you're enjoying it. I want to, like, there's something, I mean, not only is there something satisfying knowing that I made you come, but there's something extra satisfying in watching you build and watching you have that release.
Right.
So it's, and I think it's just, and so sometimes, when we're playing with these, new partners, and is it because that we're new and they're not comfortable, but I just feel like there are a lot of guys that I have been a part of them coming, and it's like, you wouldn't know it.
Well, okay. So, and it is amazing because when we were over in the UK and we went to Libs, went to Libs on 2 separate nights. The Libs is one of the clubs over there. So we went on I don't know
single
what you would call it.
Night.
Single male night.
Mm-hmm.
I guess a hot wife night, right?
Right.
Which when we went, we're definitely a hot wife couple. Like we were pretty excited thinking that was going to be fun. And the big playroom at Libs was so quiet.
It was very quiet.
It was like Caligula in there looking around. Okay.
Right.
I mean, there's bodies
but no one
everywhere.
Seemed to be enjoying it.
But there's no grunting. There's no moaning. There's no nothing. It was like, it was weird.
It was like there was this one guy. I remember specifically this one guy, just his wife or girlfriend or female with him was just going to town on his dick. And he looked like he was fucking watching SportsCenter.
Right. Just looked like he did not care at all.
And I just think as the woman in that, or as the person who is blowing you, okay, male or female, if you are looking bored while your dick is in my mouth, it's not good.
It's not good.
And that doesn't make me think, gee, I want to do this again.
Right. Right. No, exactly.
Yeah.
So But you compare that to the next night.
Right.
And the playroom, which that particular night was Vanilla to Vixen, and it's a little bit different crowd. Couples
I think
only
couples,
night.
yes.
But that party room was bonkers.
Yes, there was. There were. Yes, it was.
It was not quiet.
Right.
And it was so much more fun. So I don't know. I can't explain that.
So I guess I think that so we want to hear from you, right? We want to hear from you guys. Like, show us your O face.
Show us your O face. Oh my God, this is fun. So
like, send us pictures.
A picture, a video, an audio file.
Just audio. Yeah. We don't necessarily, if you don't want to show us your face, that's fine. But I just do people come quietly? Are we loud comers?
I think we're loud comers.
Oh, I mean, I'm not sorry about that, but I'm
not sorry either.
I'm just curious about, like, I don't know. I just feel like you want to know you're having fun. You want to know that the person you are, is having a good time.
Exactly. So that's your homework for this episode is to somehow show us you coming. or if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to do that, this could be a weird month of email.
Yeah. All right. Well,
if you don't want to do that, that's fine.
Well, just
let us know. Like, what's the deal? Like, what do you like?
This.
Are you a quiet comer? Are you a ninja comer?
A ninja comer.
Ninja comer. I don't know. Is that a thing?
It sounds like a bad show on Adult Swim. Like, I don't even know.
Ninja comer. Okay, so
yeah. So there's our housekeeping. Well, our Twitter polls. We are so as life has been a little crazy the last month. The pause on our studio obviously has happened. However, we're getting there. We got
We've got walls up.
We got some walls up.
Yeah, we've got some walls up.
And we got these amazing speakers in, which I'm pretty stoked about.
Yep. Yeah. So the new studio, and we should probably put some pictures up on X or Twitter or whatever so that you can kind of see. But it's going to be really nice because up until now, we've been recording in our living room.
Right.
Which, I mean, it works, but we have to set it up every time and tear it down every time. And we can't put fun pineapple things on the walls, anything like that. So the studio is going to give us an opportunity to leave everything set up all the time.
Right.
It's also going to give us some opportunities for some video.
Yeah.
Which we're excited about. We may start doing at least portions of the show with a certain amount of video.
That means Mr. Snow wants me to basically be topless and my tits out while we record. That's what that means.
I think.
And maybe we'll like talk to some sponsors about putting stickers on my tits.
Ooh, NASCAR tits.
Well, NASCAR tits. There you go. Like,
I hadn't even had this idea.
I mean, like billboards, they're big enough, right? So like there's some advertising space that can be.
Holy shit, I hadn't even thought of that.
And maybe we can even have some fun with our Discord members, like we'll raffle off some
you know the
Mrs.
very
Snow
first thing
loves
we're gonna
Mr. H.
The very first thing you're gonna do is write, Hey Saucy, do you want to see my tits?
Hey Saucy, do you want to see my tits? Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. But yeah, so there's gonna be some video opportunity on there. But the studio is coming. It's coming slow. We're doing all the work ourselves. So, we've got to build all the walls. We've got to put up all the drywall. I really hate drywall. So, it's coming, but it's going to take another few weeks at least.
Yeah.
For that. But that's all the housekeeping stuff. We do have a new story to tell.
We do have a new story to tell. We had a little experience today.
A very unique dynamic.
And I think Mr. Snow has been using Grindr some to potentially find a single male.
Which I will tell you, for anyone who thinks that might be a good idea, it is like 88% shit show.
Well, yeah.
So prepare for that.
Yeah. But I think in trying to find a bi male, which I think we've kind of decided is probably just a better fit for our dynamic and what we like.
Well, certainly for MFM.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, because again, as everybody knows, I'm a bi male. And the thing about it is we've done MFM stuff with straight guys before.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I would do it again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not opposed to that.
It.
Like, it's not like that's off the table. But it is nice to not have to worry about
Yeah.
Oh, geez, if I touch his leg or if I, you have all this like no zones, and I don't want that. Like,
well, you don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. I mean, the whole purpose of all this is to be comfortable and explore and just So to have to worry about that for you as an individual, but also for the person that you may not know, like the last thing you want to do is upset somebody or make somebody uncomfortable.
Exactly. And so it honestly kind of has more to do with that. So we've been looking for I've been looking for bi guys through Grindr.
But it's also been fun for me to watch him with another guy.
That's true. That's
been
thing.
Kind of a fun new addition.
Because you've never, until this last time that we did it, you've never seen that before.
Yeah, I've never seen you give or receive from a man.
Right.
Yeah, and that was pretty fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we found a person.
Yeah.
Who we decided to kind of set up a play date with.
Yeah.
And in our classic style of scheduling things, it was set up like a week in advance for like noon on Monday.
After like what, 2 months?
That's hot as shit. That's like, like setting up a dentist appointment. But this was a very interesting dynamic because this gentleman, younger guy in his 20s, is bi-curious with women.
Right.
And that's kind of, we've seen, and the lifestyle is full of men who are bi-curious towards other men.
Right.
We have never played or even really talked with anybody. I guess he would
identify as a gay male.
Yeah, I don't. I think he's kind of working on that. I mean, he might end up.
I get the sense that maybe
falling into the pansexual category, but but he's figuring that out. But we've never played with anybody who had never been with a woman. So
he had never been with a woman, right? And so in my my kind of bratty ways, I got really excited about the idea that I was going to be his first female experience.
Yeah, you kind of popped his cherry.
I did. I popped a guy's cherry. That's so exciting. So it was really, it was kind of a fun little twist. I probably put way more thought into it than maybe I really should have, or than maybe was put in on the other end. But I kind of got the sense that he was just kind of like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And which was fine. But I was like, I want it to be cool and I want it to be special and I want it to be, I want him to enjoy it. Like I was like putting way more thought into it, but that's all right.
Well, but it went pretty well though.
I think it went totally well and it was fun. And I get the sense that he enjoyed himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
And again, this is like me thinking about this. Like, obviously, when we play with people, we use condoms.
Yeah.
Obviously, just one of our rules, right? But in my head, because again, like, I feel like it's such a weird.
You kind of got twisted up about this one.
I did. I was like, well, I want him to experience what it feels like without a condom. Like I would like not like all the way, right? But like
if you're gonna try it,
you should feel it, right? And so I was totally willing to let him kind of like take a stroke or two without a condom.
Yeah.
Just again, full experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I did that. I let him. First of all, let me pause. He had an amazing dick.
Yeah.
It was
big,
wonderful. I was a fan. And so I was pretty excited.
She wanted to get railed by that dick.
Yeah, because I was like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I let him put it in and get a few strokes. And so I think he probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 strokes.
No, it was more than that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like 10?
I don't know. Wasn't a whole lot.
And so he ended up pulling out, and I thought he was pulling out because I thought he was like ready to put a condom on, and he came.
He's like, I'm
gonna come.
I'm gonna come.
Like, oh. And I was like, and as much as like,
and we're not laughing at him.
No, we're definitely not laughing at him. It was just
very funny,
and he laughed, and it was, I felt. At first, I kind of felt like that he was maybe feeling self-conscious about it because I could appreciate like. Maybe he was embarrassed.
I don't think so.
But I didn't get that impression. And it was kind of like, next time you're wearing a rubber and you are going to fuck the shit out of me. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was funny. We were kind of joking about what a compliment, right? But I don't think that was the case at all.
But it's funny. This guy is like I said, he's in his 20s, younger guy.
Mm-hmm.
I do like all the screening of people, and I normally really won't talk to people in their 20s. It's not because
ageist.
It is ageist, but it's not really because it's just that a lot of younger people haven't kind of figured it out yet.
Well, they haven't figured out a lot of things.
Yeah, they haven't figured out a lot of things. And so I don't want to get involved in the drama. Like, I don't want drama. Like, we're just looking for mature people that we can have fun with. But this guy really, and this is a note out there for any single males that happen to be listening. This guy was mature, polite, well-spoken, responsive, communicated in complete sentences, didn't use all these stupid abbreviations, and frankly, just really stood out because, we get probably 15 or 20 messages a day.
Which is insane to me. Like, you were reading them off to me earlier, and I was like...
Oh, you haven't even seen half of it. There's hundreds of them.
Like, can I come over and suck her nipples?
Yeah, that's what
I was like, oh, God.
Sure, Bob.
Yeah.
No, and that's just it. Like, for us, it's... And grind, you do have to, like, pay attention to the audience, because on the Grindr world, that sort of thing is not really uncommon. Like, that's more common to that culture within that app. The purpose of
that app was a hookup app, right? I mean,
absolutely.
It's not a dating app.
Exactly. So to kind of hold it to those standards is sort of unfair.
Yeah.
But based on the fact that we know exactly what we're looking for, we're still kind of doing that. But this guy really kind of checked the boxes. And so we were excited to meet up with him. And he was a great guy.
Yeah.
In person was just as respectful and nice. Had a really big dick, like even bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, I had seen it in like a picture or whatever, but it was like, damn.
Well, and so we always joke when we play with people, we always have the same conversation about, are we going to tell them about the podcast?
Oh, this is a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Like, and I'm always like, if we have a really bad experience or whatever may happen, I don't want to tell everybody about it because I want, not that I'm going to talk shit about people, but as part of this journey,
which we would never do on the podcast. Like,
no, not at all. But like I would want to be able to share what I thought about it and how I felt. And because I think that's important.
It's not about talking trash. It's about talking openly.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you have a bad experience,
the last thing we want to do is like play with somebody and then like hurt their feelings.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
Offend them. Like, we don't want to be those people that are like, oh, they played with us and then they just talked all this shit on their butt.
No. We would never do that.
And so we had kind of decided, okay, we're probably not going to tell this guy about our podcast because we were like, it's not that I thought it was going to be a bad experience, but whatever.
No. Let's call this what it was. I was told that I was not allowed to tell
because
this person.
You fucking tell everybody.
I do. I tell everybody about it. But I was told that I'm not allowed to tell people anymore. And so what I said to you was, if after this is all over and it goes well and you want to tell them about it, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. And so given we talked, so we probably sat and talked for like 20 minutes afterwards.
Yeah, it's good talk.
Like just kind of shooting the breeze.
Sure.
Like, kind of learning a little bit more about him and his experience and just shooting the shit. And of course, it came up that, it's an interest of his of, communications and broadcasting. And of course, like, it just kind of naturally progressed into, oh, we have a podcast, and he was really interested in it, and so we gave him the name of it, and he was going to listen to it a couple times, and he was really eager to potentially come on and do an interview.
So he may come on and give us his perspective of this,
which I think will be fun.
But it is kind of mind-blowing. We were talking about this on the way to lunch. Like, for the rest of his life, you will always be his first pussy.
I know. There's something to be proud of with that. I can't describe it. It's like cougar proudness.
It's like a cougar win.
It's a cougar win. Yes.
Yes. And he did, and again, not making fun of anybody, but it took care of him very quickly.
Yeah. But I want, you know what I mean? Like, I would love to like actually hear openly what he thought about, like what was different, what was I don't know. What did he expect?
It's a different perspective for sure.
Yeah. And I think the hope is, this guy's obviously pretty local and
yeah,
maybe he can become, I can be his regular first.
His regular cougar.
His regular cougar.
Well, I think that catches us up for now.
Yeah. We were talking about a couple different things. We're trying to figure out some hotel takeovers, and I think there are some coming up in the next couple months that we may look into potentially going to.
Yep.
We're also talking about, we have a local hotel here that has like party suites.
Yeah, it's a hotel casino, and they have these really big party rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And we are considering
like hosting our own event. Not like hotel takeover, but just our own little party.
Yeah, hosting a scheduling sin. We'll call it the Snowball.
The Snowball, right. I think the first time we do it, it'd be probably pretty small. We'll see. But I think we're going to do some scouting of these party suites and just see like what they cost and what they look like. And so I can kind of start thinking about how we want to set it up, and maybe we'll sell tickets, and the tickets will cover the cost of the room and maybe some fun party swag. And
yeah, it's going to be a good time. So a lot coming. The studio's coming. Video stuff is coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Oh, Mrs. Snow is going to come.
Mrs. Snow is definitely coming. We'll definitely put out there which hotel parties we're going to go to.
Yeah.
Once we get the hotel takeover set up.
Because maybe we could even record. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. We'll record there. And then stay tuned for more information about the Snowball.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
It will be. So we really appreciate you guys reaching out. And as always, we'd love to hear from you. If there are other topics or things that you want us to discuss, as always, let us know. But it's good to be back. It's good to record and just kind of connect with our people. So
absolutely.
Yep.
Till next time.
Bye. We want to hear from you. Email us at snowmilf@yahoo.com. That's SNOMILF@yahoo.com. You can also join us on our Discord and have some fun interactive conversations with us. The link is in the show notes. Talk to you soon.